Skeptics roll out the argument that it's placebo, it's all in the mind. When we bring animals into the equation, however, that notion is very difficult to argue for because they're psychologically, they don't react in the same way we do. In terms of magnets, you can't say to a dog, I'm going to put this magnet on you and this is going to help you with your arthritis. It's not going to process that. So we found when we've used magnets with animals, and we've seen a difference, that there's something happening there. An example of this would be, you've all heard of David Walliams, the comedian, right? Well, a few years ago he did the sponsored swim along the Thames. And as he was doing his swim, there was a chap taking his dog for a walk. The dog has seen David Walliams in the water and he's dived in. Sadly, he struggled in the water, so David Walliams swam over, pushed him up onto the bank. We found out the dog was having hydrotherapy lessons because it had hip dysplasia, and it's in the water, so it jumped in the water because it associates that with therapy and whatnot. We actually contacted the owner of the dog because we heard that the dog wasn't particularly well, and we gave the owner some of our products. We gave it a pet collar, a pet bed, and one of the pulse electrical devices, the magnetized. And according to the owner, the dog showed vast improvement. So again, you've got to ask the question, is that a coincidence? Possibly. But seeing as the dog was already in a bit of discomfort, we've used some products in conjunction with the animal and there's an improvement. It points towards something happening. Similarly, we've used our products, we've used magnets with horses. We've got a video on the laptop there if you want to go and have a look afterwards. There's footage using this device on two horses. One of the horses was a young, hadn't been broken in, it was a bit of a skittish horse, very young, very timid, and a bit on edge. And obviously with the device, using this device, if you have that by your head, it's a bit noisy. Have it by your ear, it's slightly noisy, vibrates, and we thought, using that with next to the horse, round the horse's head, we felt that perhaps it might, well, have a negative impact on the horse's behaviour. Got the owner to use it, and the horse was absolutely fine. It took to it. We believe it's the calming influence of the magnetic field. As it's going around the horse and it's penetrating the horse, it has a calming effect with the animal. Another video that we have again on the laptop that you're more than welcome to view, we used again the magnetic device with the dog. And the dog didn't have anything wrong with him, or she rather, she didn't have anything wrong with her. But we felt we'd like to just use it to see what reaction we would get, gauge the reaction. And in the video, it was a friend of ours, we went round to his residence and we said, can we just do a bit of filming using the device? And he actually has a budgie, has a bird in his house, in his front room where we filmed and where we used the device on the dog. And what we noticed was, I mean, the dog took to it completely. You'll see the footage. It starts off sitting on the sofa with the owner going around it, and she ends up sitting on his lap, very comfy from the device. But we also noticed that the budgie suddenly was making an immense amount of noise. It was chirping away very loudly, very, very noisily. And at the time, we were thinking, why is that bird doing that? It wasn't until afterwards, again, we believe it's the magnetic field. It's the magnetic field that's emitting from the device around the room because it has a positive effect. Animals have a better sense. They're psychologically, their subconscious isn't akin to ours. They can sense things more than we can in some respect. Another experiment that I did, I've got a pet cat, and I don't believe Alan's touched on it yet, but we have magnetic coasters, water coasters, that you put your water, you can magnetise water, and there is a significant difference in taste if you get a normal glass of water and you apply it to a coaster, you leave it, the taste of that water, you can definitely taste the difference because it's magnetised. I decided to try out a little experiment with my cat with her regular water bowl and a new water bowl. Now I magnetised the new water bowl, applied it to a coaster, and I put that next to her regular water bowl to see which one she went for. And lo and behold, it was the new water bowl that had been on the coaster. Now again, it might be luck. It may just be luck. But again, we believe that animals can sense it. There is definitely something there the animal can gauge. They know what's there. So as I said, this is an area that's very, very interesting. It's very intriguing, and it's something that we are looking to expand. As I said, animals, they are beings that are intrigued, and they know what's good for them. So all I can say is, if you're ever interested in finding out a little bit more about magnets and animals, try experiments for yourselves. Try the magnets with your animals, with your pets, and I'm pretty sure you'll be surprised with what results you get. So I'll hand you back over to Alan.
Oh shit.
On that note.
On that note. Sorry.
You had a smashing time.
I didn't know where it was.
So, just to elaborate a little bit on that, this is what Anthony was referring to. It's a magnetic coaster. And again, this has 9 magnets within it. And again, if I put the iron filing sheet on, you can see either side of it, it shows up the magnets. So, one of the things that you may want to do, because there's so many benefits with magnetised water, too many for me to list, and a lot of them I've forgotten. But if you Google it on the internet, benefits of magnetised water, you'll find that it's better for us all round. It helps go through the system better, and as you heard Anthony say, pets, dogs and cats know the difference instinctively. I did a very similar experiment to that, and the cat went straight for the magnetised water, even though it was in a different bowl to what it was normally used to. So something like that would cost about £20. If you look after it, it's going to last you virtually a lifetime. The only way of destroying it is like those glasses, by throwing them on the floor, and that will probably shatter. But apart from that, you look after it, you can magnetise water, you can magnetise fruit, unripened fruit, put it on the coaster on the South Pole, and it will ripen fruit up. Cheap wine. Get a bottle of cheap wine from Tesco's that tastes bloody horrible, put it on the South Pole of that coaster, and within about 20-25 minutes you've got palatable wine. I'm not saying it's going to be the greatest, but it brings out the flavour. One experiment as well we did was with that value orange juice from Tesco, and we put that on the South Pole of a coaster at an exhibition, and we got people to taste straight out the carton or the one magnetised. Now not everybody got what was magnetised and what wasn't, but what everybody said was, well, there's definitely a different taste there. So they knew that there was, you know, obviously some people haven't got a lot of taste, and they thought that the magnetised one might be the cheap value orange juice. But there is definitely a palate taste, and it's sweeter and it makes it more palatable. So, you know, they're things that we know that are facts. So that really sort of sums it all up in a nutshell, and I know we've only got a very small audience here, so if you've got any questions, please ask them, because I'm quite happy to take them. One thing that we have done, I didn't mention, that I will do very quickly as well, we've just brought out a new shampoo, which is sodium free, and we've branded it on our own selves. So you've got none of the nasties that you get in normal shampoo. This is something that's just about to hit the market, and it's probably at a launch today really, and it's just a pity that a few more people didn't stay around to hear about it. But we find this a lot with magnet therapy. People tend not to know very much about it, tend to poo-poo it, like I did, must admit, but it wasn't until I found out what it actually did for me and how it worked that I got really involved, and then obviously started to explore in more detail what the benefits could be, not only for myself but for people around me. And we've got a lot of testimonials from people that are saying magnets unbelievable. We had one yesterday that came through on an email from a woman that had got 3 slip discs, had been using a magnetic back wrap, and she was out running. Couldn't believe it. I mean, I even rang her up and said, is this true? You know? And she said, yeah. I put it completely down to the magnets. I couldn't do that. Couldn't hardly move. I've got 3 slip discs. So some things even astound me, but our customers are great because they'll improvise. I had a footballer who had these for his insoles, because when they go in for a tackle as well with these, they're that much stronger. But he had this and he had an injury around his thigh, and that's all he had. And he taped that round his thigh and went to bed with it on, and the next day he said my thigh strain had gone. So he improvised. Good on him, you know, nothing wrong with that. So there are a lot of things that people do, and if you want to talk to me a little bit more about it afterwards, if you want to have a look at the videos, we're more than happy to show you. And like I say, thank you for your time. I'm just sorry there weren't more people here to you know, hear about it. Thank you.